it's August 1st, then August 2nd has been a big day with me for a while. So what we're all doing is just trying to relax and flow ourselves into tomorrow and see what we can find. Now the future's always moving. Right now it's incredibly volatile. There's no way, you know, we can get something and count for it on it happening for a fact. So we just see what we can, see what happens, and then try to understand what happened and why, and not worry about it. And when we go to see something, whether our core orientation is in the gut, solar plexus, in the heart, heart energy, or in the head, pineal, or sometimes remote viewing through the scanner, which is also, by the way, attached to the solar plexus. It's part of the solar plexus. Virtue, that's why you see like that so strong. That's why you get that definite image. You can draw it and everything because you're seeing it through the scanner. You know, now the pineal works too, but that is just, all of us have everything working, but some parts are just stronger than the other, so they kind of take over. That's why when I go into people and crank them up, I put my energy, when I work on the pineal and then I work on the scanner, the two fields are right here, so I go in and I blend them together. And that way you can, you know, you can see a little better. You can see better because with the two energies mixing similar, it helps your pineal see with a little more clarity, and it helps your scanner see a little better multidimensionally. Because the pineal is multidimensional. You go through different dimensions and look at stuff. And the scanner is mostly on this one dimension that you're on, the third dimension, but it can go in other dimensions too. It can go one up or one down. The pineal, man, you can go all over the place. And the field needs to be everywhere that you're going to go look at anything, because when you energize to go somewhere and do something, the field literally grabs you and helps take you there. Okay, now we were all looking at August 2nd, and the way I was, you know, talking about that is just to relax, and that's tomorrow. It's just to relax. You know, you do calm breathing, just natural breaths, a little deeper than normal, and just, you know, it's like a relaxed full breath. And you calm your body down, and then you just relax your mind, and you go to see what you can see out of your pineal, what you can see out of the scanner, what you feel in your heart, the gut feeling you have about it. And don't worry about what you see and don't see, because stuff might be kept from you. You might not be seeing something in a certain area. It might be that nobody can see it and somebody's going to be fed information, so it doesn't matter. And whatever you see because there's a, you know, something behind it. So the way I was talking about, just relaxing, and then noticing that you're in a room, and then there's a nice big window, and you relax your mind, and just, you don't jump out the window. You relax, take a deep breath, and as you exhale, you just flow right through the window. And then as you're flowing outside of that window, just relax. Don't look to see anything. Don't expect to see anything, and just see what comes out into your head. Burju was seeing a mountain, and there was a female family member there. And Michael, you were seeing a what was it?
A planet, Jupiter.
Jupiter. Yeah, you were attached to Jupiter. Jupiter's strength, its movement. We're going to go over these here in a minute, because I'm still, there's something going on there. There's a space station that I kind of want to call it Jupiter Space Station, but it's not right there at Jupiter, but it's I guess that's the planet it's closest to. But sometimes it's closer to Saturn, but it's mostly closer to Jupiter. And then CJ was seeing like the green grass, and then all of a sudden he saw a sidewalk, which is a path, and then a gentleman, male energy, standing on it. And I was seeing who he was looking at too, in his head, because it was actually a family member talking to him. So with Burju, that big mountain, sweetie, that's a big event. It's like in the runes that I put out of Vesuvius. That's a mountain. It's strength. Mountain stands for strength. Now Vesuvius means strong action, but that's because it's the volcano. There's lava coming out. You didn't have the lava coming out, but you had strength. It was strong. It was power. And then the female, that's a family member. So it's good. And then the path, what you were seeing, CJ, you saw a nice, beautiful green grass, okay, a nice lawn. That's cool, that's nice, it's relaxing, it's a refreshing situation. And then all of a sudden there's a new path to walk on, and who's standing on that path? This guy and this guy's family. Okay, now Jupiter, Michael, what you're seeing there, excuse me, Jupiter stands for a lot of different things. I'm very attached to that and Saturn. Saturn it's usually relative to when Saturn's getting involved in your life. Usually you're getting your butt kicked. You're having difficulties, you know. So I understand that, but Jupiter is like strength and coming out of it is power, strength. And that's kind of like mountain. And sweetie, what were you seeing, Michelle?
Destruction.
Oh, destruction, yeah.
And like you walk out here in Arizona, where it's nothing, a big mountain over here, but it's, you know, like the Grand Canyon, there's nothing living on it. A lot of dust and just desolation, whatever that word is.
Desolation, yeah.
Nothing growing.
It's like, yeah, it's like something just boom, like a bomb going off or something. Something happened that caused an event which, you know, brought some devastation with it. And whatever was there is gone. Or that's the idea of the eventual events that occurred from it. All right, sweetie, what did you get?
I don't get anything.
Nothing? You're worried about the kids and everything. You got a lot going on. Anyone else?
I saw water.
Water. Was it
Like a river. Big
flowing?
river. Yeah. That's what I saw.
Okay. Like a long ways across it? Or short?
Oh, real wide.
Yeah.
River.
Because I'm seeing you looking at it and I'm seeing like, you know, it's a ways across. Okay. What Emily isn't here, but what she was seeing was she's getting like deep blue, and I said like ocean. She goes, yeah. She goes, deep blue, big, and she said it's like tragedy, but it's not. It's something that's good, but there's a problem with it. And then when I go to relax and look, and the big thing is too when we look, like I already said, you know, you don't want to look for anything. Just whatever comes, comes. You know, if you see a girl with a basketball saying, "I'm going to shove this in your left nostril," you know, then we try to figure that out later. Personally, something like that scares me. Okay, I go, "Ma." No, you know, I'm making a joke out of it, but I'm doing that on purpose so that we can laugh at the concept of trying to hold on to what we see. It's message, and every time you go to see something, you're seeing something in the second dimension, which there's nothing there. There's some heavy particulate matter floating around, and there's us as spirit, sentient energy. That's all there is. So it's kind of funky. We have images that we've stored in our brain through our life. You know, pictures we see, things we see outside, all these other different types of stimuli. That's what we use in our conscious mind as we leave the conscious mind and see something and then come back to it. Or actually, we're still pretty much attached. We always have to be somewhat attached, but as we're flowing out and coming back, that's what we try to use to understand what we saw as energy. Because if you look at energy, I mean, I can see it. Eventually, a lot of y'all will be, but it's hard to really see energy, especially taking forms like that. It's really, and it's really weird-looking stuff. Paul, what'd you get? Anything?
City, big city.
Big city.
Night.
Nighttime. I'm not seeing anything happening there.
It was, well, at first it was like trees. It was the backyard and trees.
Yeah.
Kind of just,
Do you see any activity going on? I'm not seeing any activity. I'm seeing it. I'm not seeing it totally void of people, but I'm just. It's
Oh,
like
there
they're
weren't
all
many
home
people, it
and
was
there's
just-
nothing going on.
yeah.
You know, it's like they're all home. I didn't feel like it was a ghost town, but I didn't. There's nobody out walking around. And the word tragedy comes to mind. Like, why they're staying home? I don't know. All right, from there, Paul, reach out with your heart, and feel into that, and try and feel for people in there. What would the people be feeling?
Just kind of spooked.
Yeah.
And something about some ships, UFOs, whatever.
Starships?
Yeah.
Starships, spaceships. I'm seeing some people watching TV and not caring. I'm seeing some people nervous about something, concerned about something that happened. It's like minor nervous, just soft anxiety. But I'm seeing not even a third of the people don't care, and more of the people like, huh, and going on with their lives. So it's like not a major to do. Excuse me, for most people.
I don't know if that was put there.
I'm sorry.
That was it.
What just
I
happened?
don't know. I'm just getting fucked with a little bit.
Yeah.
I can't tell if that's what it is or what. I just, like right here is just going crazy. Right
Your heart?
now. Yeah.
Your shoe, stop that. Yeah. I'm gonna hit him with a hammer. No.
My husband has a heart problem, so it
Yeah.
was me.
Yeah.
Because the doctors told him it's an electric issue. So because I break electronics.
Oh yeah.
This
Yeah.
is really-
Well, your energy phone does that.
does.
Charlotte, what's that place? The Lighthouse, or
Yeah,
you
the
know?
light ring.
I walked in there a couple times and just fired. They had a Mayan elder down there, so I really relate with him. And I said, "Damn!" And I went up and fired up. I just walked into the room. Nobody saw me. There was a back office where, what's her name?
Carol.
Carol, but Charlene Hoover. You know, they were in the back room. Then they couldn't even see anything. I walked in and I fired up and knocked all the power out in the house. The camera said, yeah, and everything. And a couple of girls at the same time in the back office said, "Jay's here." It's like, I said, okay, not so hard in the head. Yeah, because energy is energy. It's like, and electricity is part of everyone and everything that's living, because it was part of the first being. It was the fifth energy field that went in there to get to actually finish making. It's the last ingredient necessary to create a sentient being, and that's how the first being came. All right, what I see some when I go relax and I go out there. Let me do it again. I'm in water, it's ocean, I'm sinking down into it. I can see little particles inside the water. It's kind of greenish water, like, you know, deep ocean, and there's little particles of stuff inside it, like fish or just material, and the water's going like this, and it's flowing in there. I'm seeing, wow, it's tweaking. I'm seeing, it's almost like there's an oil rig, and then for some reason some of the stands on there break and it tilts like this. I'm not seeing it fall into the ocean, but I'm seeing it screwed up, really messed up. Before that happened, there was something in the ocean somewhere that went like that. And I guess that would be like representative of an earthquake or something. Now, on the other side, running things right now, we have some source family members that want to keep the old way of abuse going, and then we have the other ones that know it's about to change, and they're not allowed to and will not fight each other, but they'll use everything. They'll mess with everything. It's like they'll play a game where they take the little toys and they use the toys to beat each other up, but they won't actually have a fight themselves. So I mean, they're messing with everything. So there's no way to tell what's going to happen. James, what do you get, big guy? You see anything or?
I wasn't doing exercise.
Go ahead. It's all right. Just go ahead and do it. Relax.
Okay.
You just kind of relax and calm down, and you're sitting in a chair in a room. It's got a big window, and just take an extra deep breath and just flow through it. Excuse me. Okay, what does it look like when you get out the window?
Well, what came to mind is basically, I saw what looked to be the palace at Disney World in Anaheim, but it was made out of quartz crystal, and it was shimmering and shining, and it was translucent, clear quartz crystal, and it was a lot more prettier.
It looked better in your image than it does in reality.
Yeah, it looked like it was maybe extremely advanced civilization would have built it.
Okay. Well, that, you know, the crystal and everything else, that's relative to clarity. And did you say sparkling?
Yes, shimmers.
Shimmer. Okay, yeah, because I was also, you know, seeing that too. But I was also seeing something going on when I was looking at you, and then it's like as you were flowing through the window, and I have to understand what the heck I was seeing. I was seeing out. I'm looking out the window, and it's just like it's kind of like a black screen. It's like when you close your eyes and then you look. It's kind of like a black screen. You're looking at it through the back of your eyes. I mean through you're looking at the back of your eyelids with your eyes closed, and then all of a sudden I saw a couple starships fighting in the stuff going on through it. So that's something I was seeing. And honestly, I can't even say that it can't happen. I'm shutting myself down. So anyway, if we take a look at what we all saw, we come up with strength, okay, and Jupiter too is like renewed strength. It's new. And a mountain is majestic, strong power, boom, and then the young lady is family. So family being at the bottom of, you know, a lot of strength, and then a new path with family members on it, because that grass, it was clean. I was like somebody just cut it.
Yeah.
You know, it was just the right height. It was really green. Yeah. yeah. Yes, I was in your head looking at it, but I'm surprised I didn't see more about the how James saw it. I took off on something else when I went to go look.
Maybe it's an archetype, perhaps.
What's that?
Symbolic of something else.
Oh yeah. That's what all this is, because we're seeing things. We're leaving the body to go see things, but when we come back, we have to use our conscious mind to try and understand it. And plus, sometimes when we go out to do that, we get different messages. Okay, like what you put in is new path for us to walk on. Okay, you saw strength, power, plus family there, plus this new path. There was family members on it. Okay, and then what you saw is new strength coming. Michelle, she was seeing the end, the destruction of the old. Because, you know, when you think of the desert and other stuff like that, you can say one day, gee, years ago, that was probably a beautiful forest or something. And then you see, what was the word you had? Desolate?
Desolate.
Yeah, desolate, meaning that everything was, well, okay, I was going to say destroyed or something. I literally was about to say removed. And that has to do with getting the Anunnaki off this planet and bringing some other things about. And then we have the crystal, the shimmering crystal clarity is people are going to, when this event does happen, there are events happening which is going to bring clarity to everything on this planet that we're actually going to know that there are other beings here that have been screwing with us. It's not just the IRS and those damn dentists. I'm only kidding. There's a lot of wonderful people in every profession. And, you know, other stuff that we were all seeing, and Emily too. So that's what we're all seeing is that there's going to be strength here. Jupiter's new strength, the mountain is existing strength. And we're also seeing some family members. We're seeing clarity and a sparkling new image of stuff. Plus, the alien technology thing, we have a lot of new technologies coming to us, like food. Food we can eat that where we don't have to, you know, kill animals and stuff like that.
How'd that work? Like a replicator machine?
We'll ask them when they pop in. I say, yo, man, I want to open up a deli, okay? Joey, you good with this? I don't know. Can you work one of these machines?
So
yeah.
that put Monsanto's out of business.
Oh, no, he's going to
get wait.
That place is going to get fried. Is there actually a John Monsantos or something? I know this is the company Monsantos, but I thought there's like a John Monsantos or something. I'm trying to.
There was too, actual.
Yeah, an actual person,
Yeah.
because there's a guy behind it, and I was trying to find him, and I'm seeing some energy behind, some spirit, sentient energy behind it, and I'm getting a name. The guy can see a little bit, but he's a little bit of a, well, no, he's a lot of a jerk. But the whole company, I mean, they're just going nuts. What do you do to increase profits? You know, screw everybody. All right, you know, they got fined $600,000 or something like that for, you know, what they did, and it was like a joke because they made so much money. I don't know. It might have been I don't know how much it was, but you know, it was ridiculous.
They listen with old farmers.
Yeah.
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 They want to be the only option.
Yeah. So they want to control the food. So anyway, that's going to stop. But anyway, the most important thing to get out of this is not so much what happens tomorrow, because we don't know. You know, is which right now, which part of the energy on the other side, the Source family individuals, the ones that have really been abused and corrupted, or the other ones that know what's going to come, who's going to do what, where to make what happen? We don't know. You know, it might be that nothing bad happens, and there's nothing wrong with that. So maybe nothing good happens. Well, it's just another day, whatever. You know, it's the thing is you can't hold on to that, and when you don't try to hold on to something happening, it's easier for you to not to try to make something happen by trying to see it in your mind. It's like I tell people, you know, try to trust yourself with your feelings a little more and just see what happens. If that doesn't happen, don't worry, because the other side's changing all the time. The thing is for you to work on what you're seeing and then try to be more accurate with it. Try to go more in depth. It's like it's an ability. So use it, make it stronger, and the next thing you know, you're seeing more stuff. You're understanding more stuff. You see stuff around you. Next thing you know, you just see a little fey guy running around or something. It was so funny that video. God, how long was that? 2 years ago or something? The first one we did at your house. I have no idea. I have no idea of time. But
2.5 years ago.
yeah. Yeah, we're just sitting there talking, having a good time, and this little fey guy jumps right across his bed, and I'm like, what? You know, it's kind of weird. So anyway, the stronger you get, and the more you use your abilities, the stronger you get with it, and everyone's got all that energy in there. And as soon as I get out of this body, man, I'm going to go nuts on you, I'll cranking you up. But it'll be smooth. You'll feel the thickness in your head, but it's not going to be too messed up. Once I get out of my body, I understand brains because I've done it so many times. The red race made that red. The lady, I probably shouldn't say her name. I probably shouldn't say Serena Moser. I don't know. I used to Red Adam. Excuse me, Red Eve. She's got a really good heart. She's really been given a hard life. She's got a lot of stuff that she does to help people, and she's going to be doing more. But she's real strong energy inside. She's just kind of waiting to come alive a little more. All of y'all are going to be doing that. But as many times as I've made a body, when you make the body, you make the physical brain. I know how to do it, but I got to get out of this body. You know, I can't work it. It's like, hey man, you know, they wrap you up in chains, duct tape, you know, and then they throw you out of the boat and say, swim! And you're like, that's what it's like when we're in a body. It's really hard. So it's frustrating, difficult for people to wake up, but we do what we can. Who's got questions? I'm feeling all kinds of thoughts all over the place. When is this over?
A little spark right up there.
Spark?
Yeah. It's like a little one right up there.
Is it above them?
Right up there.
Like
That's
how many
a
feet
little
up?
while ago.
Is it still there?
No. It happened
Okay.
a little while ago.
Male or female?
I'm not getting male or female. I don't know. I just saw it and
Because I was seeing female Fey energy up there, not now. Yeah, we have family all over the place. I mean, all of us, you know, different human Fey, all this other kind of stuff. Okay, anyway, that's one exercise. And then whatever happens, if anything tomorrow, it just happens. It's no big deal. There's something you need to know, though. After I get the heck out of here, this error will be free, and the error is literally going to stop all the BS everywhere. The rest of the stuff that's a problem, deleted, boom, gone, energy's dead. Then it's going to set down the law of how to do things, and it's not going to be anymore just lying. You know, when you're a spirit guide lying to the person, or no more. Animals coming home real quick, taking them out of the bodies. But still, I have to learn, Ara has to learn how to run lives. He can do it okay, but you know what? That's one of those things you have to take time doing it. The original male and female first being, the two halves of the first being, they're the only ones that ever ran lives. So no one else, they wouldn't let anyone else. It's like, hey, if you don't know how to do it, then we're the boss. You know, that's part of the control issue. So they let that go. Just maintain themselves there. There's no way that anyone's going to come ahead of us. So anyway, I'll be working with that, plus, or Ara will be working with that, and then here comes Lily. She'll be healed soon. By April of 2016, she's out. She's a loving mother. She'll be learning how to do it, but it'll be real nice love, really good energy everywhere. Now, that having been said, remember, she's learning, you know, so everyone's learning. Once it gets settled down, which won't take too long, what am I getting? By the end of 2016, before the end of 2016, none of that'll be a problem. But then y'all are going to take over and run yourselves, because that's the new thing. Creation runs itself. There's all these different fields, and they have your own. You all have your own representatives, and I mean, angels. Everybody's got their own reps because we're family. And then you all work together, make up your own decisions, and if there's an issue, then Lily will come in or something, or maybe Ara, and say, okay, look, you know, guys got a problem here. This is the way we need to do it because this is the way it's right for everybody. And boom, gone. Lily's gone. Ara's gone. Lily's going out everywhere, just throwing her love out everywhere. And then Ara, you know, I'll be doing what I need to do. There's 4 new beings in the first dimension that need to be dealt with. The solid mass, that heavy particulate solid matter that's in the first dimension. That, I think it said first being before it said dimension. Anyway, that's the stuff that creates negativity in spirit. So, gotta go. Out. That way, there'll be no more first beings created like the first one that was 27.5% negative, and this one is not trying to come out yet, but it's already about 67% negative frequencies. So that would be a total disaster. That ain't going to happen. Anyway, so good stuff like that happening for us. That much I know. But the thing is, trying to use our abilities to wake up to figure out what the heck's going on. And it's an adventure, man. It really is. And the hardest thing to do is to have faith in yourself. It's always been made like that, always. Okay, the original male and female first being, they would have the spirit guides, like the people that are readers. You know, I see this, I give this message. Oh wow, I'm doing great. I got a good following and everything. And then they give you bad information. And then you say, oh, you're gonna meet this guy or something like that, and it never happens. And then the people call, and the people will be fired up and made to call them up and say, what's up? You know, you liar, blah, 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 blah. And then you're like, I got the message. I mean, I got that. I know I heard that. Well, that makes you feel, you know, that takes away your confidence. And then that way, on the other side, they would help control you. And they didn't want you to see too much. They didn't want you to actually see what's going on. Cranking up, okay. All right, I'm gonna put out a video about this later. That's gonna be just for our family, but let's go into some good detail right now. All right, how the brain works. I talked about it on one video, but let's go over it real quick. See, the thing is, the body is functioning so many different ways at one time, and you need to remember that. Energy comes in from the source field that's everywhere, or anything that comes by over your head. It puts energy down into your crown, where the upper crown, where it just kind of funnels it in a little bit, goes in, and then it goes to the middle crown, which is like a magnifying glass that got lowered into your head right here. And then it hits that and focuses it onto the lower crown, which is floating right above the hypothalamus. And then, so that's focusing information into something that's legible. And it's creating understanding it creates understanding on the lower crown. And then the lower crown's here, the hypothalamus is right here. The energy goes back and forth. They feed each other energy. They're communicating back and forth all the time, sending energy back and forth. And the hypothalamus is understanding. The hypothalamus is also attached to the energy through the pineal gland. And then the pineal field's right here. The pineal gland's actually in the back of the brainstem, but the energy just goes right straight through. And then the pineal is about this part of the brain, the main part we usually feel seeing, but the pineal field actually goes down to the bottom of the throat. Sometimes when people can't talk, you'll see that you need to give them some deep blue energy. And then the scanner. Okay, there's certain things about the scanner I can't talk about. Government's still trying to figure it out, and I'm not telling them. There's a place inside your brain, and then a kind of central, and then something around it, and then through the brain itself, it all works to actually build a scanner field that's right here. And that's, like I said, remote viewing and stuff like that. And then that goes in to the brain, and it does go to the hypothalamus. The hypothalamus is like a control point for all this stuff. Then there's the pituitary gland, which is it's in a brainstem, but it's actually on the front, but the energy goes back through the spine, and it's like a motorcycle helmet that you wear, but the crown is open right here. And then that tries to give you a high definition clarity on what you're seeing. Now, the core energy field that goes up and down the body, this is important. The first thing you do when you're cranking someone up is you fill up the core energy. You have to fill that up first, because you have to get that river overflowing so that energy isn't just, so you don't just have a lot of source energy in the core, but you want it flowing out through the rest of the body. And then once it's doing that, then you're literally, you're already evolving the body. And then you get to that point, then the next thing you do, take energy, put it in the middle of the person, and you use pure, it's a yellow gold source energy. You just build it up, and then you feel the heat in your hands, and then you slowly pull it out. You have to maintain the heat in your hands. Just keep pulling it out, and inside that sphere is the person you're working on. And then you're pulling it out, and the whole time you're doing it, still feeling the heat in your hands, you're literally working on his DNA. And you just make the intention of what you are as spirit does the rest. And then you can actually see little stuff going on with the DNA. You can actually watch it change. Is it like looking at it through an electron microscope? Probably not. But it's very similar, yes. So then once you've done that, then you go and you go to the, and I'm just talking about this quick, but you can go back and look at it later. You go into the hypothalamus, and then you put some energy into the hypothalamus, and then you just feel it, you look at it, feel it. You're going to tell yourself when it's had enough, and you're going to just look at how it needs to be moved and changed. This is kind of a natural thing. You got to do it a while, but you get used to it. And then from that, you go right above it to the lower crown, and sometimes you might want to move it around, move your energy around like this. And you, as long as you feel the heat in your hands, you're doing this, okay? Now, other people that aren't source, I'm sorry, you know, you have to have all those frequencies in you to do this. Can you do it and make an effect on someone and help them? Yes. Will it be like a permanent, you know, evolving thing? No. But still, I mean, it's a hell of a nice thing to do for someone, and there's no reason you shouldn't be compensated for it. So you take the lower crown and you put your energy in it, and you literally build it. See which way it wants to go, then relax your hands, feed it energy, and the next thing you know, you'll see it take shape around the hypothalamus. And then you'll feel it, okay, that's good, because you'll be told just let go. And then you go to the middle crown, which is like you put a magnifying glass on the top of the head, and it lowers down to just right about here on the ears, and it's just sitting on the inside of your head. So that's a lens like a magnifying glass. You look at it, sometimes it looks crusty, cloudy and everything. That's because everyone's going to see it a little different. But that'll be because it's dirty. It could be from, I can tell when people are doing hard drugs, pharmaceutical drugs, getting stoned, the calcium buildup and everything else in the head, it all looks a little different. You know, of course, it doesn't matter what they're doing. Hopefully, they're just not hurting themselves. But you look at that, you look at the lens, and then you just take a look at it and see what it's like. And then keeping the heat, you'll feel the heat in your hands. You just move it around, and if you think of the citrine stone, you think of the energy of citrine, you can literally use that as a cleanser, and you will literally be cleaning the calcium out of the head. And as you go, just relax. And every time you inhale, good. Every time you exhale, that's when you can power up your energy. Now, eventually you get to the point where you just stay natural. You're just doing it all the time. But at first, you know, you build up your energy by breathing in, and when you exhale, then the energy comes out, goes out your arms and hands, and just boom, goes in there. But as long as you can feel the heat in your hands, you're doing it. So then you want to get a clean lens. As soon as it feels clean, using that citrine energy, then just relax. And then just hold your hands open and just look at that lens and see what form it takes, because you're reshaping it. Just let it go, let it turn into what it's going to do. Your energy outside of the body, plus maybe a spirit guide or something is going to be helping you do it. Actually, besides it, I'll be there helping all of you do it anyway. Actually, I'll be doing. If you wanted to do it, start doing it tonight. I'll be there to show you. So then once you get that, then you release it. Then you go to the upper crown. Right this lens you just worked on, you go right above it. Take your hands, build up a little bit of heat, make a nice big ball of energy. Whatever color and everything you see, that's what color you see. That's the energy you're using. Don't worry about it. It's different with different people. And then you build up a nice big ball. And then this is inside the middle, the top part of the middle of the head. And then you can make the intention. You can use your hands, just do it with your mind, it's all good. Then I just make the intention, and then boom, I shove up that energy right through the scalp, right through the top of the scalp, comes through. And then that's literally clearing out the crown. I stick my hands up a little bit to get my hands out of his crown or her crown, and then I open it up like this. And then I watch the crown actually open up to the point where it's like right about here. Just boom. open it up, and that will literally open up the crown, and almost all the time they're going to be feeling it. And then right with the opening for the crown, usually that opening is going to be feels like selenite, the energy frequencies of the stone. You'll see sometimes you can see different stone energies and everything involved, because the frequencies that you're working with in the head are very similar to those things. Celestite is really big with the hypothalamus and understanding. Let's see. I need my lens cleared. Got housekeeping. So after having that, after opening up the crown, then what you want to do is go to the pituitary gland, and then take your hands again. You find the pituitary. So what I do, I put the person's brain right here, right in front of me, and I work on it. And then I see the pituitary. I go to it right here. I use my fingertips. Feel the heat build up in the fingertips. Put the energy in there, soft, and then I open it up just a little bit. So that literally makes their pituitary gland open up a little bit. And then the next thing you know, it's filling up with some nice warm energy. And then once you feel it glowing, and you just trust your gut feeling on this, you know, whether it's your gut, you know, you're seeing, heart, whatever, when it's time you'll know. So it's glowing, you take your hands off, and then using the palms, throw your energy down into that pituitary gland. Right now my palms are hot, and then you start pulling it out like this, the energy out. My palms are still very hot. And then I go like this, and I build this new field of energy out of the pituitary gland. And then I'll usually come down around the back side of the frontal lobes in the back of the head. And I make sure I just caress them with some of this energy. That's all you're doing, and you pull the energy through it and into it. And as long as you feel the heat in your hands, folks, this is going. This is happening. Okay? It's never not. Then once you've done that, and sometimes when you do that, depending on what kind of energy they are, their ears feel a little warm. It's kind of funny. Then once you do that, then it's time to go to the pineal. And the pineal is a little bit on the back part of the brainstem up here, but again, the energy goes through. So then I go to the pineal, put energy in it. Let it get nice and warm. Jen, how's your head feel, sweetie? Pretty funny? What does it feel like?
It's really hot.
Yeah, you're the one working on.
Oh, it's really hot.
Hey, Joey, didn't you tell her? Oh, and when people are heart energy, Jen's got beautiful heart energy, really strong, their body's going to get warmer. So then you put the energy into the pineal, just make the intention to grow it, nice and easy, and then you open it up a little bit. And then you just hold it right there with your fingers getting nice and warm. And then just like the pituitary, you open up your hands, take the energy out of your palms, put it into the pineal, and then you just pull it out like this into her head. It's like here's the forehead, here's the back of the head. So there's the pineal gland. So I'm pulling it on her head right now, and I see the pineal field. And then I reshape it. And then remember, the pineal goes down here all the way down to the throat, and it's the teeth and everything else. So then I take the energy like this, and this hand is going up to the this part of the head, and this is going down underneath the throat. And both hands are just fired up hot. So that builds, and I see the pineal field I want to build. And I know I've been doing this a long time, but you start doing it, and you start playing with it, having some fun, and you're going to find out, cool, I can do it too. Because you know what? Yes, you can. And besides, I'll be in your head telling you. Then the scanner. Now the scanner, this is the best way I can tell you. Just think about the middle part of the head, of the brain. And then what I do is I go in there, I actually make small adjustments, but just imagine a ball of energy inside the middle of the brain, a little bit towards the front, just for a place. So you build up the energy there. And then you build the energy field out. Like here's the head, and then there's a forehead. I mean, here's the top of the head, there's the forehead going down. So right here is the scanner. So I take the energy right here. And you have all this beautiful purple-red energy, even up there in your head. Relax. And you build an energy field that comes right out into the head. And then I hold my hands out here. My hands are still hot. So I'm actually seeing and feeling the energy coming out. Your brain's calling me. It's, and then you'd think I'd know better than that by now. So now, remember the scanner field's up here and the pineal field's right here. They actually touch and softly go in between each other. Instead of that being an issue, blend it together. So I take the scanner with my personal preference is to take the scanner energy with my left hand, pineal with my right hand, and I take them and move them closer and let them flow. I swear I'm still getting that beautiful red, purple, red energy through your head. How do you feel behind the eyes? Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's fine. I feel a little pressure, but it's fine.
Yeah. That's sometimes they feel pressure coming in different spots. They might feel, they feel something different. The more solar plexus oriented they are, the less it's gonna feel. And don't worry about it, because as long as your hands are hot, it's happening. If your hands are hot and your source, man, that's happening. Period. But when people are more solar plexus oriented, they have a hard time being able to handle it. Now, if you're going to do this and it won't do it at all, it's because of the percentage of negativity or arrogance in a person. You're going to get a real good feeling before you ever go to start this. Can I do this for this person or not? Okay, you're going to know. Right? Am I doing good? I get to eat tonight? Okay. And so anyway, it's really cool, especially when you start helping people with it. It's like I had to finally start making money at this stuff, because after 800 people not letting anyone pay me a dime, they knock, we're taking your house, back up the truck, load the house up. It's like, okay, I'm going to start charging. And when people don't have money, you do what you can to help. But you know what? You actually wind up evolving people. Now, what's questions in everyone's mind? When are we getting the hell out of here? No, other than that.
I was just thinking.
Go ahead.
Like, if it's just tingling feeling, if you don't feel
Yeah.
the heat, it's the same thing.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, thank you for bringing that up, sweetie. Because when you're stronger solar plexus oriented, what do you get?
My hands tingle. I don't get
Yeah.
much heat,
Yeah,
but
that's
they're
what I
tingling like crazy.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I feel.
She said that's what happened when she hit me in the forehead. I told her my forehead is strong, man, like rock. But when you're solar plexus oriented, you do get tingling. And like Michelle feel through a crown, and I'll be working on her head, and I'll see all this stuff moving around, and she's like, I can't feel nothing. And I remember one time going in there, she was like, okay, I feel something. But I mean, and it was to the point where, don't do that, because it's a lot of energy. Just because they can't feel it does not mean you're not doing it, okay? So you got to be careful. You will be told. I will be in your head, and I will say no. Okay, and then you try to do it some more, you're going to find out my hands are cold. And then you go, Jay, where are you? It's but also, if they're really arrogant, or if they have too much negativity, if they're 27% negative frequencies, doesn't mean they're a bad person, but it does mean you can't crank them up. So I've known people that 87% negative that didn't like to be happy or laugh, but they weren't bad people. They had no desire to hurt anyone. They just didn't want to be happy. I'm like, okay. You want to be me? Join me. Yeah. You want a tough life, or you can have mine. I'll take yours. You know, things are crazy and different with all of us. Anyway, so that's what's going on there. Now, I was making a joke about the question. Can you do this to yourself? Yes, you can. That's just be careful. Sometimes you're a miss. That's all I like about Jay. Is so damn serious. Yeah. Now, right now, my left eye's twitching, and I'm literally being hammered by someone. It's like, whatever, leave me alone.
God,
She's saying, professional. I said, honey, I love you too. Will you? It's like, you're leaving this for, yeah, whatever. But you can, and things to practice with. Remember, as you breathe in, when you breathe out, that's when your hands are stronger. That's when your energy is stronger, and you can put more energy out in your hands. Try taking your hands, hold them here, and think about the fact that energy, the fingers are like the energy stores of the body. So hold them right here, and you don't have to. I tighten my muscles up to force it, but you don't really have to. Get your fingers near each other, and the closer you get to them, see if you don't feel a little more heat. Don't let them touch, because see, when they touch, then your conscious mind kicks in, and you want to let that thing relax. You can talk and function and everything without the physical part of the conscious mind. And they call this qigong and stuff like that. See if you can feel it, sweetie. If you have heart energy, you can feel it pretty good. Try holding your fingers like this, and see if you can feel the energy. It'll warm up. And then you take your fingers and you pull them out a little bit more, and you want to try to maintain the heat. And if you go quick, it gets cold. But then, you know, if you concentrate well enough, you can build it back up. But the idea is just to go slow. And then you bring your fingers together like this without touching, but you get them closer together, the heat will pick up, because you're getting more heat in that one area. Because you go like that, there's literally streams of energy coming out of every fingertip. You just can't see it. So if you go like this, okay, and then you accidentally go like this, like that, and you're blind, don't call me. No, but and then seriously, once you get to the point you can feel the good energy there, put it in your head, really close, and then you can kind of feel it a little bit as you move it around, and go slow. You can feel warmth. I can feel warmth going through my head. I can take my hands like this and I put the energy into my head. I put my fingers I take the energy in my fingertips. I put that part of my energy into the energy in my head, spread it out, and then pull it out. You can, whoa, okay? Moving your own energy around, that's a good way for you to become, for you to trust, number one, you're doing something because you can feel it. But you also know that you're moving energy through your head. When something's attacking you, sometimes Michelle, when she and I would talk and be literally killing stuff, you're kind of not using the sphere anymore, right?
Sometimes.
Yeah, because sometimes I do and sometimes I don't. But when usually I get hammered so hard, I just say the heck with it, and I go ahead and build a sphere around my head. And then you take your hands out like this and poof, you just immediately build a sphere. And then you have to know that that sphere, that nothing can get through it multidimensionally. I mean, this thing is an all-encompassing sphere. And then you feel your hands, you'll feel your fingertips building up incredible heat. Right now, my hands are just freaking. Now, there's nothing in there for me to take out. As a matter of fact, I got to calm down. I'll be hurting stuff. But anyway, inside my head energy working on help me. Anyway, so you make the sphere, and then you see the sphere around your head, and then you gotta go slow. You pick it up like this, and put it out over you. And the whole time you're looking at the sphere, but you're looking at it using the different parts of your brain. You're not looking at it with your eyes, you're looking at it with your metaphysical abilities. Then you can look at it with your eyes if you want and see what you have in there. And then I'm going to just literally release that and just make one out of nothing. I had some friends in there. Anyway, so then you can take it and then you close it and you feel the heat building up in your hands. And then that's how you get something in there. You can just literally make like a red fireball and just go poof like that. When something's bugging Michelle, she'll do that, and then she'll just make the intention in her head. She says, Jay, just take care of it. And then Ara outside of me just grabs it and, you know, puts it away. That's a little bit about metaphysical fighting. But why we're talking about it is because the energy. And they like the yin and yang, qi, qigong, whatever. It's energy. I don't know, I'm stupid, you know, just energy. It's like, no fancy words, sorry. You know, I'm the old man in overalls. But anyway, let's take a break. It's coming down now. Everybody trying to do that literally was putting more energy in the room.
Oh,
Yeah, because as soon as I said let's take a break, it got cooler. I'm like, oh, the AC worked. I said, hello, Jay.